We don't mind addressing y'all allegations on me. But man, some of y'all, this is probably gonna be the last time we do this, man.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy, the Answer, man. You remember when everybody used to have to come to us to see Wack 100? Now everybody doing it. Ack is doing it. Flacco's doing it. Got a show on No Jumper. People still wondering, is Wack a fed? He gonna answer all the critics case by case. Here's part one. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man.
We don't mind addressing y'all allegations on me. But man, some of y'all, this is probably gonna be the last time we do this, man. Some of y'all just make it too easy. Y'all say a bunch of stupid dumb don't add up. Maybe you wasn't around when we ran the content. Maybe you was. I don't know. This is too easy.
What happened?
I don't got it. You got it. No, go ahead, A-Rock media team in here. We from the hunter side, so you know we duck no smoke. Smoke comes in many forms. No smoke. The Israelites, they catch the smoke. They don't duck the smoke. You know what I mean? We don't duck no smoke, and we'll get what it's about. I urge you guys, you gotta do better. We're gonna break every call it accusation down. Okay. First of all, let me just give a quick overview.
I knew there was something funny about you, Wack.
Here's the thing. How does Wack know about what we know about? Majority of the we know about, just keeping it real, it be old that the team didn't want it found, or people close to these individuals. Let me slow it down. People close to these individuals, they call and tell me. It's crazy because as we speak, somebody must be down there in the goo, because they're texting me all the BG's paperwork that we ran literally right now as we speak. Right? So, United States of America versus Kentrell, Washington. Yep, that's definitely the paperwork we ran. All right, so, yeah, you know, people want to know, what did she say? She said, people even in the industry has nothing to do with paperwork. The music industry has zero to do with paperwork. Paperwork kind of lean more towards, you know, the paralegal side, or somebody that's been to prison, ex-convict side. 90% of the people in the industry don't even understand where to go get paperwork, how to go get it, or even what the hell they looking for. I believe it was a part on there with Boosie. Me and Boosie bumped head about this until I sent Boosie the paperwork. Said, man did 13, 14 years. How did he tell? You got another dude on here saying, I was in jail with him and this, that. You may have been. Nobody never said BG told on the case he was in jail for. He told on a gentleman named Kentrell, Washington, on his case. Told him the case. But nevertheless, we're going to go over this from beginning to end. This should be funny as a... But nevertheless, A-Rod started, and as it goes, I tell you to stop so I could be held accountable to whatever it is that they so-called call themselves. Oh,
my little brother thought that.
Is that a demand or a request? All right, now stop it right there. For those of y'all that know, stop it right there. That is not a phone call. That's Birdman on Clubhouse. Birdman did visit the Hunter side of Clubhouse, and Birdman spoke his mind, and I spoke my mind, and he wanted me to stall 21 Savage out. Why? Because 21 Savage used to be on Clubhouse all day, every day, until he got into it with a guy named Wack 100. The exposures went into action. We discovered that he signed up for the U Visa program. We pulled up all the information on the U Visa program. The U Visa program stipulated that you had to cooperate with law enforcement in order to maintain your citizenship. Once you received a felony, or you will be shipped back. He caught cases in 2019, and we began to question that, why you ain't had a court date. At this time, it might have been 2021, 2022-ish, and we stayed on that. pulled the U visa. We seen he was under the U visa program. Went viral. They start calling Birdman on me, telling Birdman, "Can you stop him?" Because my voice, unlike other people's voices on Clubhouse, it gets to the masses, and that's where it becomes dangerous, and that's become where it becomes a threat. So that's what this conversation is about. Go ahead on. Let's go.
Out of everybody, Birdman had got on my ass, like, on me. He told me how dissatisfied he is. He said, "I love you. You my brother. I ain't never going against you. You know that. We done been in the trenches together. Just the way I feel."
What did he say?
No, he just told me. He said, "Who you are and what you stand for and what you represent is greater and bigger than that." I had a situation where I mentioned my homeboy's name to the police. People don't report that you snitching for something that happened to you. We just reported it.
Now stop them right there. Okay, so that's a clip from No Jump. As people like to do, they'll let some play, stop it, play with the edit. That homeboy I'm talking about is my homeboy Pooh Rider. And the situation was they tried to say that a vehicle of mine was involved in a homicide. I just flew in from Baltimore. I believe I was out in my truck. My truck might have broke down. I left it at Peterbilt somewhere in Baltimore. Flew in, went to pick up my Escalade. Police had it surrounded. Quite naturally, they knew I hadn't been nowhere around. I was in the air. So they wanted me to sign over the access to the OnStar system in Escalade. If I didn't, they was gonna keep the vehicle. Um, they asked me who all drove my vehicle. I gave them the names: my baby mother, myself, and my driver. I'm a Class A driver, so sometimes when I'm out doing things, he drives me around. Reason why I gave him this information is because I know when they ran the car for fingerprints, they was gonna find these prints, run the prints, and I didn't need them looking at him as if he was suspect. And because I wouldn't give them the all-star information, they seized the vehicle, and I never saw the vehicle back again. If you want to revisit that, you can catch that whole story on No Jump. Let's keep it rolling.
Situation just keeps getting crazier. For years, people have been whispering that Wack might be more than just a loudmouth and a Clubhouse troll, and that he might actually be working with the feds. And now with all the new leaked audio circulating online and the whole Big U Rico drama, those rumors are starting to sound way too real. Wack allegedly admitted he helped with federal cases, warning people ahead of time and dropping names like he's sitting in on the investigations himself. And this comes right after that video surfaced of Wack admitting he texted Big U's wife to warn her the feds were coming for him. But it's not just that. Let's not forget how Wack was one of the first to publicly call Birdman's artist BG a snitch right after BG was released for a 14-year bid. But
let's stop right there. Okay, now listen. The federal indictment on Eugene Henley, I'm pretty sure it's up on the internet. It's very easy to find. Go to Pacer. I'm pretty sure it's up on the internet somewhere. This is an investigation that started January of 2021. I believe January 25th or 24th, the morning that the body was found in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay. So if you read the indictment paperwork, breaks down witnesses, security, the gentleman that drove Big U from LA to Nevada, ring camera footage. They did a triangle tracking of the cell phone that belonged to Mr. Henley. And then you have various wiretaps. Mr. Henley discussing the murder on the phone, telling people don't talk about the murder. Law enforcement bugged, I guess, locations he was frequent to have conversations, as well as they served a warrant to take him in, to take his DNA. So again, when you hear me talk about these things, it's because we're reading. We're doing what a lot of our people don't do. They say if you want to hide something from a Negro, put it in the book. We're simply reading the first 107-page document, which you can find in one of our 100 showrooms on the replays. Brother Prince read them top to bottom. And then there's a 75-page document of all the charges that he's being indicted on, which you will see the murder was left out of, and I believe it's going to be charged within the state of Nevada. But it still gives full details on the wiretaps and DNA, what was found, what wasn't found, the reason for the murder, what they believe, so on and so forth. So again, when we're running content, and other people have run this content, but they're just not me. So because they're not me, everybody ignores it. But 500 people could run the same clip and go over it. Nobody has nothing to say. If I'm 501, everybody has something to say. But once again, it is indeed public record. The content we ran is public record, and this was investigation stemming from 2021 until March of 2025. All right, let's keep going, A-Rod.
Federal cases, warning people ahead of time and dropping names like he's sitting in on the investigations himself. And this comes right after that video surfaced of Wack admitting he texted Big U's wife to warn her the feds were coming for him. But it's not just that. Let's not forget how Wack was one of the first to publicly call Birdman's artist BG a snitch right after BG was released from a 14-year bid. But Wack never showed real paperwork to prove BG talked. So now fans are wondering if Wack calling other people snitches is just a distraction.
Stop it right there. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna read. Where is it at? I'll read it. Okay. Now, Mr. Washington was the one charged. I think the government could clear it up more. But I believe Mr. Dorsey, which is BG, was given subpoenas to appear before the grand jury in connection with the proceedings. I do not know if he was actually called to testify, but I do believe he received at least 2 subpoenas to the court. Mr. Veters, both passengers that were in the vehicle were put before the grand jury. Okay, now let's go see what they said in the grand jury. I wonder what they might have said. Scroll down, war chest. Is this it? Okay. In addition, both Christopher Dorsey and Darian Blunt would testify that Dorsey was driving, Blunt was in the front passenger seat, and Washington was in the back seat. Both individuals would testify that they were unaware that there was a firearm in the vehicle, and they would both confirm that the firearm was Kentrail Washington. Okay, people, we ran this paperwork over a year and a half, 2 years ago. There you go. Let's keep it rolling, A-Rod.
Informant is him. And let's not forget Suge Knight. He reportedly warned Birdman about Wack years ago, saying he was moving funny and couldn't be trusted. And then there's all the Clubhouse convos where Wack aired out sealed case info and dropped names in active investigations. And yet he somehow
stopped right there. There's no way we can air out sealed case information. The only thing we can air out is that is indeed an individual's first and last name, and that the first and last name is showing the case is sealed. We cannot see what's in the sealed case. So there's no way we can air out the info of the case. But what we can do is identify that you, in fact, have a sealed case. In this world, 9 times out of 10, if you have a sealed criminal case, that means there's some cooperation involved. Let's keep it rolling.
Is Wack just messy, or has he been planted in the culture to take folks down from the inside? Let's break this down.
I knew what they was getting at, and in order to avoid them snatching him and asking him, Why are your prints on this vehicle? I left it at that.
So people have been saying for a minute now that Wack 100 might be a snitch and low-key working with the feds. It's been one of those background rumors in hip-hop that never fully goes away. But now it's heating up again because Big U just got arrested, and a video popped up where Wack admits he texted Big U's wife, warning her that the feds were coming for him. Back in March, Wack talked on the phone to one of the streamers on the No Jumper News podcast, and they read the text that Wack sent to Big U's wife, Stacy, where he told her Big U needs to fall back because the feds were closing in on him.
Yo.
He is no longer who that.
What up, bro?
Yo, what up? We live on No Jumper News.
What's the word?
Man, we just reading this court document that just...
Yeah, we'll break it down on the other side, too. You know, we got all the content. I got all this. You know, certain things was coming. We knew certain going on, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's like the popularity vote count. Everybody gonna see that this man was working for 3-4 different agencies. He was comfortable. He knew his phone was hot, knew his phone was wiretapped, but he thought it was hot through the people he was working with. He had no idea that them other agencies was on him as well. So,
After you got the message, you hit up Big U's wife. You said, "Sis, 911. 1 sec, let me get solo." And you gave him a heads up.
What I tell him?
You said, "1 sec, let me get solo. He needs to leave. Bad." In caps, all caps. He needs to leave.
It's so bad, right?
Yeah, full bad.
It's phone rolling 60 selling on him.
All right, so Wack, let me ask you.
Oh, so that's what the 4 bad means.
Let me ask you this, Wack.
I can picture a clip. Play the clip. You're going to hear the people saying, don't say nothing. Don't tell nobody nothing. Don't say nothing. So which one you want? If you would have heard nothing and I found out you would say what? Why you didn't say nothing?
No,
And as you can imagine, the internet had a lot to say about this. Before you knew it, Wack's posts on social media were flooded with rat emojis, and fans were saying that Wack was practically using the oldest FBI agent trick in the book. Build the case, then act like you warned your marks that the feds are coming. Fans are now also looking back at old receipts and saying the sign.
Right there.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We done covered all this over the years, all the backstory. If you go to the channel, you'll see. And with everybody jumping on the bandwagon kind of late, kind of make me want to go live and talk about it myself, since we've been reporting on it for so long, as y'all know. Anyway, man, we'll think about that. And until next time, it's your boy, The Answer. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.